I hope you guys know I'm taping this.
I really.
Dan.
I think the headphone is.
One, two.
Why do you even amp?
Leveling for myself right now.
All right.
I'm gonna do my own levels and then I'll patch you guys in.
All right. Dan, you'll see. I never knew why either.
I think
until I did it, and I was like, now I know why these dudes wear headphones.
Why do you still have cellophane wrappers on them? Can I take that off?
Yes, please do.
Sure.
They're brand new.
Do you remember? Is it Sure on Tui and Niles?
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Maybe they'll sponsor us someday.
Remember that horrible accident where those kids? How many kids died?
I have no idea.
You don't remember that?
No.
When was that?
I'm gonna go back. I was working in LA, and I was in the business, kind of. I was working for Sharp Aqua's TVs, right? And
yeah,
Sure,
you were working for Sharp.
And Sure had a contract with the same marketing company in LA. And three guys went out for lunch, and they were driving down Tui or Milwaukee Avenue. And wasn't there a girl that was trying to commit suicide, and she did it by plunging head onto them, and like two of them died.
She did. She plunged head.
She
on.
lived. That's not funny.
Yeah,
that's a horrible story.
Wait a minute. She plunged head on into them driving a car.
Yes, to kill herself.
All right, now what did the train?
There was no train involved. It was
but there's train tracks there.
Oh, the train is irrelevant.
I was picturing a train.
No, they're just three guys going like to Portillo's for lunch or something.
And they died.
They were all like in early 20s, and I think they were in a band together, and everybody said they were really good guys, and they liked them.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Oh, it was only like 5-6 years ago. Maybe somebody can look that up for us. Can I Google that? No, it's a horrible story. We don't want to talk about that.
Well,
I got the Google going here.
Oh, see, what are you doing? Three guys. That
So
died.
if we're
How
ever
many guys
confused
died,
about
Matt?
anything, I'm gonna go ahead and Google it right here.
Thank you, Matt. Make sure I'm not imagining things.
At first, I thought you didn't say the word horrible, so I thought you were gonna talk about whores in Skokie.
I'm not convinced there's any whores in Skokie. I mean, there's not. They're all old Jewish women. Not my kind of whore. Who was I? God, it was oh my God. So I go out for lunch.
You got a laptop?
No. I don't. No. I went out for lunch.
You gotta have a laptop.
I went out for lunch today with a friend of mine who's a Muslim. And we went to this.
What's your Muslim friend's name?
Yasko.
Yask? I thought that guy was like Croatian.
He's Bosnian Muslim.
Oh, those
horrible.
One hates the other, hates the other.
Yes, it's kind of like being a conservative gay man. I hate myself. But anyway, I went.
So
out.
he hates himself?
No, he's a gay.
Is he gay too?
No, he's married and he has a wonderful little son named Adi.
Can you imagine if he was gay, how much he'd hate himself?
Yeah, that would be really fucked up. All right, so anyway.
Yeah.
It's his birthday. I go, yeah, Osco, I will take you anywhere in this city for your birthday. And I'm including Gibson's. Where do you want to go? You've done a lot of work. Thank you, a lot of extra work. He says, let's go to the Panini Republic across the street. $6 sandwiches. I'm all for it. So I go over there, and they redid the menu.
Wait. What's the Panini Republic?
Panini Republic is two Hasidic Jewish guys that just opened up a wonderful little Panini store on Diversey and Pine Grove. Greatest guys, and they're so hardworking, and they're there, and oh my God, great guys. They're there 20 hours a day.
Do they wear the whole?
No, they don't. But they're very nice guys, and they make a wonderful fresh panini, really good, high quality meat, and very fresh vegetables and great sauces, and they got these panini presses.
And I bet they're kosher.
Oh, I never even thought of asking them. I would assume so.
It gotta be.
The funny thing is, I told them, guys, this place, there's been like 5 restaurants in and out of here. And it's a very busy part of Diversey. People think, oh my God, Lincoln Park. But there's no commerce around. And you really need commerce for a lunch. So, I give them advice. I tell them about St. Joe's Hospital. I say, you got to get out there and do some networking. So I'm helping them.
You're helping who?
The guys.
The Jewish guys.
Yeah, the Panini guys.
All right.
So
I thought you were helping the Serbian.
I know. I'm all over the place.
What?
Anywho. So they're very, and plus I use them for all my catering now. I throw about a party a week. I do some broker open houses.
Yeah, I know. I see your parties on Facebook, which I never have gotten invited to. He's got pool parties with hot 20-something-year-old women in a pool on top of like a 50-story building every year.
It sounds pretty good.
Did you get an invitation, Matt?
I did not get an invitation.
I didn't either. Ever.
It's funny. I'm in a very competitive industry, and if you're going to compete, you got to find some kind of a niche. And I discovered the easiest way is to throw parties and make it fun.
Hey guys, Dan, get into that mic there.
Who that? Me?
Yeah, you.
Oof. Hello.
Just
pull
it towards you.
Closer to you.
Oh my God. Like that.
Look at how I'm fine.
All right,
Maybe move your chair so you're talking.
I don't want to breathe into it.
But that's what this thing's for.
That stops you from breathing? All right, so anyway.
No, it stops the breath from... This is what Howard Stern uses.
How dare you?
Yeah.
All right, so anyway. Yeah, so the pool parties are the cheapest way to get your... Because, my apartments are beautiful. They're great locations, but they're not stainless and granite like all the kids want. So I decided to just...
Which is going out.
Well, all right, higher end finishes, washer dryers, and unit. I don't have it. So how do I compete? I throw some pool parties. I have Jose Cuervo come, and they donate some product, and I get
these kids get wasted.
They get wasted. But what are you gonna do? I'm there to.
I want to go watch.
Well, I tell you, nobody believes when they see these videos that that they're my residents. I think I hire models. Yeah. I go out and I hire 500 models.
I just shake my head and look at it, and I'm like, and then you're in the middle of it.
I'm in the middle of it all.
Middle-aged. Younger middle age.
I'm not convinced I'm middle aged.
Either am I.
But I will tell you one thing.
I'm never going to grow up.
I discovered something last August 19th at 1111 North Dearborn. That party is always for the Air and Water Show. So that's a 33rd floor pool with 360 wraparound view. Gorgeous. And it coincides with the air show.
So 1111 North Dearborn.
Maple and Dearborn. Heart of the Gold Coast.
Right, exactly.
And so we're there and you...
By Viagra Triangle.
By the way. Right.
Oh, by the way, speaking of Viagra, they have this new Viagra commercial out. Yep. And they have this... she's probably... I would have bet she's 38. You look a little older on screen.
Okay. The British lady?
No. But she's got like brown hair. She's hot.
And what is she doing?
She gets me hard.
Ugh.
I don't need a Viagra. She's beautiful. That's the whole. I mean, I was like, finally they got it right. She lays on the bed. She walks. It's beautiful.
Hey, wait, she's alone, right? She's like, there's never a man in the commercial.
No.
She's like getting ready for it.
Yeah. I'm like, that's it.
I don't get it.
I don't get it either, but I was very happy about this Viagra commercial. I was talking about this last night. I was like, I got to bring this up. This Viagra commercial is out of the park. Every time I see it, I like rewind it on the DVR.
I've never seen a Viagra commercial for gay men. Maybe we don't need it.
You know what?
What?
That's a good idea. Maybe
I hear
someone will steal it now.
Gay men are too healthy.
You don't know my friends, Matt. Right, but anyway, so I'm over here. Let me get back to 1111 Dearborn. Speaking of Viagra Triangle, right? It's literally 100 yards in Viagra Triangle,
right?
Which, by the way, I discovered they don't like to be called the Viagra Triangle.
Well,
but anyway,
did you ever go by there? It's a little sad.
It is a little sad. You talk about like the whole Gibson's, Carmine's.
Well, you know what's even funnier is when you see the fire truck parked there at the Viagra Triangle.
What are they doing?
I don't know.
As long as they're not coming.
Especially it's when it's 511.
What does that mean?
It's the hazmat team.
Oh,
yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
See, this podcast is educational.
It is very educational. So go ahead.
Well, speaking of the fire department, please don't ever let them come to a pool party because I'm sure I'm over capacity. But anyway, so we're all right, here's a big secret. It took me 40-something years to discover. So I'm at this pool party, which is jam-packed, jam-packed. And, and I do a nice barbecue. I hire a chef, and there's steak, and there's chicken, and, not your regular burgers and hot dogs. And at the end of the day, we're cleaning up, and obviously there's not a drop of alcohol. But there's no meat, no vegetables left. It dawns upon me, and we realize not a single bun was eaten. That's how these kids stay like this. That's why every guy's a six-pack and every girl looks like a Barbie doll. They're off the carbs.
Really?
Yeah, why didn't anybody tell me that when I was 20? Is it that
Because
simple?
we were at Bunker Hill drinking kegs. We weren't eating.
But seriously, these kids are very aware of their carb intake, and they won't eat bread.
Really?
Yeah. So note to self, next summer, I am not buying a single bun, no bread.
It was like a waste of money.
Absolutely.
Feed the birds.
Absolutely.
Wow.
So isn't that interesting?
No.
No, not really. All right, what else do you want to talk about? What were we talking about earlier? But I was interested about that.
Oh no! The wings. The
Wings.
The buffalo wings.
Oh, well, I didn't think that was a story. I was just telling you.
I thought it was very interesting.
Hey, Butkus. Sorry. I'm not supposed to do that.
Well, Buckus is not part of the show. I knew you couldn't wait to bring your dog.
Well, it's not. No, but he just jumped on me. What's up, Butkus? Can I ever tell you a story about...
About what? You and Tom Thayer?
No, Tom Thayer must have moved. I haven't seen him.
You moved.
Yeah, but my office is still in the heart of Lincoln Park, and he lives in Lincoln Park.
He owns a condo there. Did you ever think that it's winter and he's probably...
I didn't see him all
He's
summer.
hurt. He was sick. He left
He summers.
the middle of a broadcast 2 weeks ago. I wonder if he went back on. This season has been such a... I watched 6 minutes of the Bears this year.
Oh my gosh! Did I tell you I was down in Florida, and we're in I don't even know, Siesta Key Beach, and we're down there, and it's the Friday before the Bears play the Packers.
You and Unger.
Yes, and Jeff Malice.
Who's Jeff Malice?
Jeff Malice is a guy who's 48 and plays bass in like 5 different bands and still thinks he's gonna make it.
He is.
God love him. You know, but he does a lot of work in like those bands, those cover bands, like Aphrodisiacs.
Oh, he's in Aphrodisiacs?
Yeah. And
Matt, by the way, is just finished a album yesterday.
Yes, yesterday.
Yeah, non-exotic group of fine young musicians.
I'm sorry, non-erotic.
Non-exotic.
Ooh.
Will you correct him?
Far from non-erotic. We're actually very erotic.
They're not exotic.
I'm not
But
sure. What's it better to be?
Non-exotic or non-erotic? Now
You know what? I can't really tell you. I don't know.
I've been waiting for someone to discuss the name of the band, and here we go. It figures it's you.
I'm kind of digging it.
It's a play on trying to find a band name. Everybody's got a name.
We had a name.
Oh, wait. So somebody said, I want a name that's non-exotic.
Not necessarily.
Oh,
I was just thinking to myself, what's the point in trying to come up with a band name when there's so many? I figured, why the hell not go ironic?
Well, there you go. All right. I like it.
Wait a minute. Now let's talk about his album cover.
Ooh. Well, who's on it? That dude.
Who's on it?
Wait.
Wait a minute. Who's on it?
Album covers are non-issue anymore. I mean, can you think of the last?
No. The thing is, you know what? I just set up my record player right before Christmas, and it's the best thing I ever did.
First of all,
I redid my album collection in a week off of eBay.
I believe the cool kids are calling it vinyl.
Well, it's vinyl, and it rocks. I have almost every Zeppelin album now, again.
All right, I can tell you I got a vinyl album for Christmas. My nephew.
So did I.
My nephew Liam gave me Queen.
I
don't know what he's saying about his uncle. But.
I got... I bet you he wasn't he?
No, it's funny because I went out for a burger. I went out for a burger with Liam. Great place down the street, by the way.
Yeah, what is that? Lead Belly.
Lead Belly's great burger.
Yeah,
great ambiance, loud rock and roll music blasting.
And when you told him he should be in a different location.
Oh, he was upset with me.
Yes,
yes. You know, because I gotta be honest.
This is the next neighborhood.
Well, that's what he.
We're out in Jefferson Park. Well, this is actually Gladstone Park.
Right.
And when I get Jim Lyons on the show, I'm gonna have him explain the concentric zone theory.
Okay.
And
I remember that.
Yes, and I think this is the next neighborhood going west in that theory. And going south, it's going to be Canaryville and Bridgeport. Yeah. And I also have my own Danny Offeld theory, Edgewaterdan. Well, all these planes going over. There's been a big hoot and holler about the noise of the planes with the new pass.
Mostly by you on Facebook.
Once on Facebook. You know what it sounds like? At 4 a.m, it sounds like high school bands in my alley, and they got the bass drum, and they're starting to hit.
At 4 a.m.
4 a.m. All
right.
It's when it starts.
Well, you know what? I gotta be honest with you. When I read your post, somebody actually came out and said, "Hey, Dan, if you don't want to hear the Jets from O'Hare, don't move. Don't buy a place by O'Hare."
Spike Garrity did.
It was Spike Garrity. And I thought, kudos, Spike. However,
he lives in Park Ridge, and however, they changed the whole.
Right. You're absolutely right. Upon further review,
I really don't care, to tell you the truth. I'll get used to it. My dad lived right by the Eld his whole life.
And
it's Chicago.
And he never complained. But you're right. They did change something, and there is some increased volume. There is something that has changed since you bought.
You know what? I was all for it when they were doing it, and that's when I finally cooled down. I went, it's something I got to live with. I'll get used to it.
There you go. Progress is good.
Yeah. Well, but my theory is, now with a lot of this air traffic,
yes, people
are going to start to think, maybe I don't want to move out there. I'm going to move south. And the south side is finally going to start to get to grow.
If you say
the north side owns it, the south side runs it, is what they say in the ditches.
Oh, that's old school. I like that. Say that again.
The north side owns it, the south side runs it.
Oh, that is definitely old school machine Democrat Chicago.
Yes, sir. That is. The 19th Ward politics over there.
Over by there.
Over by Morgan Park and Beverly. It's divided by the train tracks, they say.
There you go. But you're right about this burger joint, and I was blown away by the quality of the food and just the whole attitude of the place. And they were playing live video concerts. We saw Queen,
right?
And I thought, wow, and it was great quality. It sounded awesome, and we had a good time. And I told Liam how important Queen was to me growing up, and to see Freddie Mercury up there, and he was such an icon, but accepted. It was kind of important for me. So my nephew went out and bought me the vinyl of the best of Queen. That was nice.
I got.
Look at me, I'm tearing up. Not really.
Well, you should tear up.
I'm not going to.
There's nothing wrong with being tearful, except if you're getting punched in the nose or something.
Nice.
I've never been punched in the nose.
But wait, but getting back to your story about the owner of the Lead Bellies, I'm such a Lakeview, Lincoln Park kind of snob, if you will. I say to him, boy, this place would.
No, I wouldn't say you're a snob.
Yeah, I just kind of think anything.
You're a neighborhood guy like me, and that's what I respect about what he said.
Right. I said
we're from Edgewater, and I'm not there anymore. But the reason I moved out here to Gladstone Park,
yes,
is because your mom moved on McVicker a block west of me,
right,
and coming out to visit you or pick you up at the time.
Yes.
I went, this is a lot like the old neighborhood.
Sure.
And when I started to look, bam! This is the first neighborhood I looked at, and it is. This is what this kid is doing. I don't know his name.
I don't know his name either, but he makes a hell of a burger. And I mean, he was almost not really. I mean, he was very welcome.
He was like us. It was like if someone would have said to us, "Go ahead."
Right. Yeah, I basically said, "Boy, this place would blow up in Lakeview." And
you said that to him.
I said that to him, and he's like, "Well, I'm doing pretty well here, and this is my neighborhood, and this is where I'm going to stay, and I'm going to make this work." And he was very loyal, and I see what you're absolutely right about. I mean, the people from Edgewater, everybody that we grew up with, still loves and speaks so fondly of Edgewater, no matter where we live, and not many of us still live there.
But do you know how many people from the old neighborhood live right here? But Leidenbach lives a block and a half away. Your sister. A lot of people that moved out here.
Sure.
Tom Giese and Debbie just moved,
The hop, skip, and a jump.
Layden's down the street.
Another fireman right down the street, right?
Right. This is a great neighborhood.
Sure.
The thing that I am concerned about is they're thinking of changing Milwaukee Avenue down to 2 lanes. Milwaukee Avenue used to be a freeway.
It is, and it cuts across, right? Because it's a diagonal street, one of our great diagonals.
Well, exactly.
Yes.
And then it moved right where it runs into Elston. And what made me think of that is when I was going to pick you up, I hadn't been down towards Uptown in a good year, and I'm driving right when I text you. I'm almost where to meet you.
Right.
I ended up on Broadway, and I saw what they did there, and it's a mess. And I'm thinking this is exactly what they want to do on Milwaukee, but Milwaukee is even wider.
Wait, it's a mess because it's in the process of doing it, or is it done in a mess?
I think the whole idea is a mess. They have the 2 bike lanes. They have the car. You park the car. They got the bike lane. They got 1 lane, and then they got a turning lane which you share. So both north and south traffic share the center lane.
Gotcha.
It just doesn't. And it's right by the Green Mill. It was just a mess. I was going to turn, and I'm like, wait, I'm not supposed to turn.
Well, that's the greening of the city, right? Encouraging less traditional car traffic and more pedestrian.
Which I agree
bikes.
with in a sense, but I think that a lot of this has to be. I think a lot of it's like the flower pots, which were the thing here. They never should have put the damn flower pots in. What they should have done is build more bike lanes instead of the flower pots. In fact, pull the flower pots out and start putting the bike lanes in.
Wait, because the flower pots were in the middle. They were the median, right? And that was pure beautification of the city. They didn't serve a purpose other than to look good.
Exactly.
And then they actually,
which it did, but
did it also blocked some kind of visibility? And
you know what? Mayor Daley's father started doing that, and when Jane Byrne got elected, she tore him out because I believe, now I'm guessing here.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I know. But I remember it was not safe for the police and the fire.
I heard that too. I remember that.
Yeah.
It was some visibility that was
exactly.
suffered.
Well,
right.
You should see being in an ambulance or a fire truck and going to a call.
Jeez.
Ridiculous.
I could imagine. Wait,
dangerous and ridiculous because you end up on the other side of traffic.
Couple things. First of all, I heard this was all the young Daily. Well, no longer the young Daily. Every time he would take a trip to Europe and he'd see something he'd like. So we said, well, stop sending him to Europe. Because he came home with these half-cocked brain crazy ideas every time he traveled.
Right.
So stay here, Dick.
Well, I think he went to China and they were going to start to build a wall.